of the event next week. So I'm going to start with the first one is Lieutenant Spaulding. You have to listen kind of close. You can hear it good with earphones, but the speakers, they work pretty well. And he does say it twice. No, he's going to say it now. He says it right after that too, but we start talking. But, okay, so I researched the name Spaulding and I came up with this article from the New York Times from 1881. It was a Lieutenant Lyman Spaulding who was transporting a torpedo across the bay out here, and it detonated and he blew up. He blew him up and he died a very tragic death. And I always tell his story because I feel he gave me his name because that's what he wants me to do. So that's Lieutenant Spaulding. And the next one is Mr. Bratton. So I researched that, and that's William Bratton. He was a colonial governor of Rhode Island from 1660 to 1661. He died in around 1674 in Newport, and his family came from England. They were very wealthy, and they owned a large portion of land in Newport. And Brenton's Point and Brenton's Reef are named after him. It's Mr. Bratton. The next one is Lieutenant Spaulding. Again, we called him Sergeant and apologized, but he says, "I'm mad."
Lieutenant Spaulding, are you here? We want to apologize for getting your rank wrong the last time.
Did you hear that? Okay, I'll try to repeat the gist of that part.
We want to apologize for getting your rank wrong the last time. We want to apologize for getting your rank wrong the last time.
This one, the spirit says he kept we had a circle and we had this flashlight and an EMF meter and everything was going off. It's like he was fascinated that he was making this equipment go off, and he says, "Wow," like twice.
Yeah, that's like cute.
And the last one is really something. The last one is children. The first night I was here was a Thursday. There really were no little children that came to that ghost hunt. It was a weeknight. And I checked with the guard outside and he said there were no children like out, because this window out here is like kind of goes to the front where the
We were all pretty much locked in here.
There were no kids here. It was only 5 o'clock. We got here early. It wasn't even dark out yet. So I brought some toys with me and I put them out and I said, "Oh, if there's any kids here, feel free to play with them." And I got like 20, and I went into the other building and I left the recorder for like 20 minutes and I got 20 minutes of children playing. But I got a short clip of it, but it's pretty good. There's one section coming up where they're counting. 1, 2, 3, like they're playing hide and go seek. you hear it?
Yeah.
Try to play that.
Was that here?
Yeah.
That was in here?
Yeah, it was in here. They're very excited. I don't think anybody's ever brought toys, you know, on these ghost hunt. And it was the first time they'd probably seen toys in a long time. And this little boy, in the end of this clip, he's like calling his dad, which is a little sad, yeah. These are living quarters for the, wait a minute, let me just end this. These are living quarters for the families, and the officers' quarters, and their families lived here. And actually their rank was, like, the bigger the medallion on the ceiling, the higher in rank they were. So these were the quarters where they lived, and a lot of children died here, because, you know, they would get illnesses that they couldn't cure. And so there were a lot of children's spirits here. Does anybody have any questions before we go on to the UVP recordings?